Hi, I'm Casey Smith from Nevada Week. We recently had Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman on the show with her husband Oscar talking about homelessness. Let's take a look. Homelessness. We're dealing with it, the entire southwestern United States.
Of course.
The entire world.
The entire world.
Good point. What can we do?
We are doing. The issue is the city long ago learned that this is a mecca for the homeless because of the weather. Different states, and my husband would attest to it, that might even put people on buses to bring them to us. And so it is something that we work on. You know, the city did achieve a functional zero for homelessness for vets 2 years ago, which is a focus, and it's comprised the homeless population. Again, what are you trying to do? Who's the population? We do have a courtyard we're opening downtown now for those who really heretofore I don't want any help from anybody. I'm going to stay out here. Don't touch my booze or my drugs. And so we have a whole new attitude of what we're trying to do down there. Oscar used to open up City Hall, come in. You had everybody.
We had staff there ready to help any person who needed help, to counsel them and to put them in the right direction and to give them the facility where they're able to exist with a little bit of dignity. But most of the people didn't want any part of it. Matter of fact, we were trying to get the folks who were down there on Four Master across the street to Catholic Charities and to Salvation Army, and we couldn't get them across the street.
And now we're beginning to, but keep in mind there are different pockets of homelessness. Each pocket has to be treated differently. We were #1 in foreclosures in the entire country. People were living in their cars. They may still be doing that, but for the most part, we're beginning to get those people who were caught in that back into jobs and being able to have the dignity and self-worth to earn and to live somewhere. Then you have the veteran population. We've made huge headways there. We have a lot more to do. Then you have, when I was a little girl, after he was a little boy, we used to have...
No, you're a little girl before I was a little boy.
Oh, thank you very much. And sanitariums, they used to have... Now, we have a huge population of really mentally challenged people on the street. They need to be in care and help and medicated to get back, for those who can, into a normal way of life. We have the facility in Jean. I called the governor 4 years ago and I said, that is set up as a women's prison. You've got the cubicles. The doctors will get down there. Even our Muni court said they would go there. You can't ignore this population. And the last population are those that are drug and alcohol addicted, and we can help them. So you're looking at there's so much to talk about here, but in all those little populations, we are making an impact, and the hoses of homeless coming here will continue to come in here, but we need the private sector, and we're working trying to get them involved, because when you have a business and you have homeless sleeping on your front door and maybe are urinating or
defecating, I know that word.
I gave you the word, thank you.
I got the word.
Why you keep them around, right?
But the reality is there has to be a way that the private sector can help. I mean, it is not just the public dollar that fights this, because we have to deal with transportation, we have to do safety, we have to do sustainability. I mean, the city dollars, and we only have sales tax and property tax. How can we do all this?
We need to discuss this long term. Will you come back and talk about this with us? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thanks. It's turning on a spigot. I mean, I just really, and it does, and thank goodness for Channel 10, because you reach, it's so wonderful. You reach people who think.
You know, one of the first things I did, you may remember it, I said, we have the facility down at Jean. All we have to do is remove the bars, and we have the air conditioning, we have the commissary, we have the health situations down there. Next day, the stinking Review Journal. Mayor wants to send homeless to prison.
But
I do recall those headlines.
In addition to that, it's not the homeless that should go there. It's the mentally challenged that need treatment. The homeless we can do, and we've got this courtyard going now, and we are trying. We have Salvation Army and Catholic Charities, and we're moving them into that area.
Oh, you're also
but
you're bringing all these nonprofits together, too.
Well,
that's something that you started.
Right.
With the faith-based communities.
Right, and that's where Tom's gotten involved with that. But the other piece is the mentally challenged are taking up the beds in the hospitals and preventing the resident or visitor from having a hospital bed. So the governor, when I called him, I said, we have Jean, and you have a brand new women's facility up in Reno that sits vacant. Let's do this together, do it up there, we'll do it here. I had the head of the health department in back 3 years ago to talk about it, thought it was really viable, but you need the leadership at the higher level to get behind this. And many of these people, if they will stay medicated and have a touchstone that somebody's going to follow them, or if they're having issues, can go back to that touchstone and stay on their meds, they can have a relatively normal life and be productive. But nobody, they're just... So, anyway, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And us.
Now you don't have to do another show.
That's true. One more question. Sources say there's a gubernatorial election in about 4 years. Any takers?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and I understand you and you, who are a Democrat, endorsed the Attorney General Laxalt.
Yes,
I thought you were going to ask that question.
No, we're not getting involved in politics.
No, I'm asking
Nevada
you if you
Weekend
want to run for
Review.
governor.
Never.
Okay.
No, I've been
ask.
asked many times before. I love Las Vegas. I love the people. And we have so much more to do here. And, you know, we are making our way. We are coming back. And we have the belief in business. And as I said, this Chinese contingent's on its way in. They want to invest. And we have so many people from around the world, because when there's a call, I hear Las Vegas is doing great, and maybe it's out in the county, but they don't know Clark County from a hole in the wall. So what do? Call the mayor.
Call the mayor, because it's Las Vegas.
Right.
Everybody knows the
Right.
mayor of Las Vegas. One last question, and then I promise we'll cut this off. You once dabbled with seeking higher office. Are you sorry you did?
I did, but I tried a case up in Carson City, one of the last cases that I tried before I ran for mayor. And even if I was presumptuous enough to think that if I ran for governor and was elected, I couldn't go up there because they'd run out of gin in 2 days.
And with that, we say adieu.
Does he know how to finish
Yes, he
everything?
does.
Oh, my God.
Thank
Love
you
and
both
laughter.
so much.
Thank you.